So what if I told you that there's a pageant where culture matters more than catwalks, where identity matters more than evening gowns, and this year even prime ministers stepped in over who should and should not represent their country? Welcome to the world of Miss Pacific Islands. Hands on heart, how many of you actually have even heard of this pageant, let alone followed it? Not many, I really suspect. Anyway, here's the truth about this actual pageant. Miss Pacific Islands is actually 4 decades old. That makes it older than Miss Global, Miss Earth, Supranational. So this is no spring chicken of a pageant. In fact, it was founded in 1987 and was created to celebrate Pacific culture, leadership and community, not just beauty. And unlike what you see in the Philippines or Venezuela, this stage is not about the perfect walk, the perfect swimsuit scores. It's about heritage, voice and representing your people. So for the first time ever on Crown Sisters, we're stepping into one of the most culturally powerful yet most undercovered by the media regional pageants in the world. I know what you're thinking. Where is Summer? Well, Summer, unfortunately, is not very well. She is resting, but she's very passionate about the Miss Pacific Islands pageant, and she really wanted to get this video out, so she's asked me to step in on her behalf. So where exactly is Miss Pacific Islands? Well, it brings together all the queens across Oceania. Samoa, Tonga, Papua New Guinea, Fiji, American Samoa, Cook Islands, Kiribati, and beyond, and where advocacy and identity matter much more than traditional glamour. And just like any major pageant, this one is not free from controversy. This year, in fact, politics have entered the spotlight with prime ministers, government voices, leadership debates, and questions about representation, turning this season into one of the most talked about editions in recent memory. So today, we're going to be breaking down the queens, the culture, the stories. But before I do, please remember to subscribe and follow because she knows you're watching. First up is the Cook Islands. Representing the Cook Islands is a 24-year-old Petra Martina Mataiti. Now this queen, she's a blend of professionalism, entrepreneurship and has very strong island pride. She was born and raised in the Cook Islands, and when she was 14 she moved to Melbourne, Australia. So Petra brings both a global experience and a deep island roots, and she's really representing a new generation of Cook Island women who are stepping back onto the regional stage. She was crowned Main Victoria in 2025, and Petra works as a passenger service agent. Anyway, she's very passionate about the community and the service, and she stepped into the Miss Pacific Island stage, carrying the hopes of a nation which are now chasing their 9th regional crown. So the Miss Cook Islands last celebration, I believe, was 2013 was the last time they celebrated. But this girl is switched on, she's bright, she's intelligent, and I'm looking forward to watching her.
Culture will always be our future.
Next, we travel to the beautiful island of Kiribati. Now, Kiribati is represented by a young lady with a very unusual name, and I know I'm going to pronounce her name incorrectly, but I'm going to have a go at it. And so, Kiribati, please accept my apologies for getting this wrong. Okay? The thing is with Kiribati names, they're very rhythmic and almost musical, of which I'm neither. So anyway, I really hope I don't butcher it, but I'm going to give it a go. Right, representing Kiribati is the 23-year-old Atiterentaai Reinima Rewa. Sweetheart, I hope I got close to that. But anyway, guys, let me know if I got close, and apologies to Kiribati if I got it completely wrong. And please, guys, you're free to comment in below. Anyway, I would just call her Atiter from now on. I think that's probably easier. So, Atiter arrives with history already behind her. Before stepping onto the MPI stage, she had already made regional pageant history by becoming the very first ever Miss Micronesia, a milestone not just for Kiribati, but also for the entire region. And during that competition, she did very well. She didn't just win, she earned multiple awards, including Best Talent, Best Mother Hubbard Wear, Best Canopy. Now, I know a lot of you guys have probably never heard a lot of those categories, but it's very specific to the Pacific region. And she's officially representing Kiribati. Anyway, she brings a very strong regional pride and a story that's rooted in identity rather than glamour. She may not arrive as the loudest common contender, but she certainly arrives proven, prepared, and already a regional title holder. On to the next, we arrive at Samoa. And now Samoa again is different. Samoa is represented by another name that I'm going to butcher, and again I apologize again. Fei Aigai Mai Aitili Soti Mapu. Now she is a sociology lecturer at the National University of Samoa, and she brings academic credibility and calm authority to the stage. This is the sort of qualities that often resonate really well within this competition. So I expect she's going to do well here. She's very calm, very composed. Her presence on stage is really shaped from her education, her mentorship, and having a very strong sense of cultural responsibility. So rather than headlines and hype, I think Samoa's strength this year really lies in the credibility of composure and the authenticity. And as I said, these are qualities that really resonate well and strongly within the MPI judges. And by the looks of it, it's resonating well with the fans, as she's very popular and she's rating very well in the online voting. Now, just across from Samoa, we have American Samoa. So American Samoa is represented by Tofoi Pupu Josephine Unutoa. Originally, she's from Awa, and she holds a bachelor's degree in criminology and criminal justice from the Southern Oregon University. She's a commissioned officer in the United States Army, and I believe she holds the rank of second lieutenant. And while she's doing all this, she is working as a compliance officer, and with the main goal of attending law school. Her national journey also included wins, best in sarong, best in stage interview. So she is another girl who collects titles and awards. Representing the Kingdom of Tonga is Sosiana Patricia Robert. Now, she is a very competent delegate whose journey blends legacy, leadership, and international experience. She earned her national title after winning Miss Heilala 2025, which is Tonga's premier pageant. Tosiana was born in Germany and has been raised in the United States and Canada, giving her a very international upbringing while still remaining very deeply connected to her Tongan roots. She holds a bachelor's degree in business and marketing. Again, this is a girl from another university in the US, so she's based in the US. But during her Miss Hey Lala competition, she received multiple awards such as Best Sarong, Best Pu'lehaha. Additionally had placements in talent and cultural presentation, and her family have a pageant history. She continues a family legacy as her mother was Miss Hey Lala 1997, making them the very first mother and daughter winners of the national crown. Now, beyond pageantry, Susiana says she wants to inspire Tongan youth, and looking at the online voting, she clearly is very popular with the fans. But will that popularity carry through to a winning decision on the 14th? Well, only time will tell. I see her as being very good here. I like her. Again, she's another candidate I like. She's bright, she's smart. Okay, next one, a country building momentum, and with one of the youngest contenders this year is the country Papua New Guinea. The next delegate is Ayampela Pena, and she is representing Papua New Guinea, and she's only 19. I think she's actually the youngest this year in the lineup. And looking at the online voting, she's already a fan favourite by quite a margin. She was crowned Miss Bird of Paradise in Papua New Guinea 2025, and she represented the Western Highlands province, which is like their food basket of the nation. Now, she entered that competition as a crowd favourite, just like here, and she walked away with wins across multiple categories. We're talking best float, best traditional, best sarong, best talent, best pre-pageant interview, and also the People's Choice. This girl collects awards like Pokemon cards. She clearly is going to be a very serious contender for the crown this year. She's an economics student studying at the University of Papua New Guinea, and she balances her academic ambition with a genuine connection for her culture and the community. And Papua New Guinea does not treat this pageant like any other thing. They take it very seriously, because unlike powerhouse countries where the spotlight is really on runway, walks, glamour, and all that preparation is now, but with here is focused on confidence, advocacy, and public speaking, all designed to sharpen her readiness for the Miss Island stage. Papua New Guinea has become one of the strongest modern era performers. They may not be the most decorated overall, but they are very highly competitive in this new era with, I think it's 3 wins in the last decade. And I think with her fresh energy and strong national pride for the MPI stage, definitely one to watch this season, without doubt. And finally, we arrive at the host nation, Fiji. And one of the most talked about journeys of this entire competition is Ilava Samuels. Now, she is another young girl, only 19 years old, and she stepped into the spotlight originally because she was named first runner-up, but was later confirmed as the country's official representative after delays surrounding the original title holder's contract. That decision by the Fiji organisation very quickly became national news. There was conflicting government statements, there was cabinet level discussions, and eventually even the acting prime minister got involved, and he started demanding that the original winner represent Fiji. Now, amid all the growing public discussion and political attention, the Miss Fiji organisation, they stood its ground and said, we are an independent organisation and we're taking an independent decision and officially naming her as the country's representative. So she now steps onto the regional stage on home soil, and Fiji is now chasing its 4th Pacific crown. But the question is, can she turn all of this controversy into victory? And Fiji is a very passionate country, full of national pride, and anything can change. They can change the energy. This competition can change overnight. And although she's not ranking high in the fan vote, don't count her out. I expect to see things happen with Fiji at the last minute. This is a very proud nation. They will be voting for their own candidate, despite all the controversy. So, have you found your queen amongst this lot? And to all those pageant fans who are watching across the Pacific, which I know you are, thank you for tuning in. I know you guys are incredibly passionate about your pageant. Please make sure you like and subscribe. And we are on Facebook, we're on IG, and we are now on TikTok. We've just opened up on TikTok, so please follow us there as well. We will be putting updates on a regular basis. Thank you for everyone for watching, and thank you for putting up with this old git. Thank you.